Reverend Lori Mack, and it is a pleasure to be with you today. I will be talking about the healing power of love, and I will be talking about the coronavirus, and I can't wait to tell you about that. It's very exciting. So I wanted to warm us up with a affirmative video that I found online, and I can't wait to tell you where I found this video, because humanity is really raising up. Humanity has come together as one, and they are loving each other. We are changing our priorities from the material world to the love of humanity, and how beautiful that is.
I ask people to point their cameras into the direction, and if you want to know what love is, well, check this out. The question is why? Why are we here? To say our hellos and goodbyes and disappear. This beautiful life, to learn how to master peace or master war. There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love is still the answer. Love, love, we all make mistakes. No, we're not perfect yet. Maybe God made us all from an accident. And the question that sits on everyone's lips is why should we pick ourselves up and start over again? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart has been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer. Love, love, the question I'll ask at the end of my day, what did I give and what will I take? There's only one answer that matters, even if your heart and your dreams have been shattered. Whatever you want, whatever you are after, love is still the answer.
So to get started, let's do what we do best here at CSL Carlsbad, and that is pray, because the healing power is always in prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and to go within as I recognize that humanity is only one life, one mind, one perfect presence. It's all the presence of God. It's the diversity of life, and that is the expression of spirit. And I know that we are coming here today to celebrate humanity as we are rising up to a higher level of consciousness of loving each other and caring for each other for our basic needs. And I am grateful for this, for I know that I am one with the life of God. I know that I am the expression of spirit. I know that I am all that God is. And as I know this for my perfect truth, I know this for each and every person here who is on Facebook Live. For each person is the expression of wholeness, of oneness, of beauty and grace. And I know that no matter what is happening in anybody's life, that good and it is all God. And this too shall pass, and we are here to love each other through this time. And we know that all your needs will be met, and this is perfect, that everything is in a perfect divine order. And we come together as one, as a community, as a world, as humanity, to love each other. And I am grateful for this. For today, listen to the law, knowing that it is done and it is good, and so it is. Hello, beautiful people. It's really great to serve you today and to be with here and to at least be able to speak to you, that we have the technology and the experience, even though it feels a little different, a little uncomfortable, and I'm talking to myself and there's no one else here in the room. I'm hoping that I am reaching your heart, your mind, and your soul. So this week, something amazing happened. As I was putting together my talk, one of my Sufi friends emailed me, and she gave me a link to a website that I want to share with you, and it's called karunavirus.org. Karuna is K-A-R-U-N-A. Karunavirus.org. And what does Karuna mean? And this has become a pandemic virus in our country. Karuna means compassion. Isn't that beautiful? I actually have a Sufi friend who lives in Hawaii, and her name is Karuna, and I always wondered what her name meant, and it means love and compassion. Everyone is jumping on the love train. So the Dalai Lama quotes, "Love and compassion are necessities. They are not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. And if you want to be happy, practice compassion." Because as we practice compassion and you see others being of goodwill and service, it is viral. You're like, oh, I want to do that too. I want to practice compassion. But let me just warn you that when we are practicing compassion, we are practicing divine compassion. And what is divine compassion? Divine compassion is that when you are a light holder to the world, and if you are watching this on Facebook Live, you are one of those light holders. Because if we are compassionate and we are sympathizing with someone and we get into the ditch with them, we can't get them out of the ditch. The only way that we can get them out of the ditch is to hold the light of compassion and telling them that this too shall pass. And as they see that light and you see them how they want to be seen, in their new creation, their new job, their new living arrangement, whatever it is they are creating in their life, then they can move towards that easy and effortlessly. So you are a holder of divine compassion. I was reading a book called The Prospering Power of Love by Catherine Ponder, and she's written many books. And she was writing a book on, she was writing this book, and she had a friend with her, and usually they write books on prosperity. And her business friend, who was very successful throughout life, he said, really, if you really want to be prosperous and if you want to be successful in your personal life and in your business life, you have to practice love. And she's like, well, I'm not writing a book on love. I'm writing a book on prosperity. He said, no. He said, so he told a secret that he had, that is he would write their name down like on a prayer list, He would sit down and he would give them affirmations of love. It would pour through him to them. And then when it happens, there was this energetic force that zapped them, and they became attuned, and they would respond quickly and harmoniously with a beautiful attitude towards him. And so this was really a key spot of healing other people and healing other people in your life. Because remember that love is something you can't buy, right? Love is self-manufactured. And how do you self-manufacture love? You manufacture it through your heart and your mind and your feelings. This is how you manufacture love. So when you are thinking about someone who is having a troubling time themselves, or you might be having discord in the relationship, if you sit down and you write their name or you write the situation on the paper, and then you forget about the situation and you just focus on God and affirmation, then you will heal that situation. It's magical, but it really works because love is the greatest power on earth. So the affirmation is divine love is doing its perfect work in this situation now. So whatever is going on in your life, and you focus, you sit down and you write it on paper and you say divine love. And divine love is God. God is doing his perfect work in this situation right here and right now. Catherine Ponder did, she had prayer circles, and she had ladies coming together as one in prayer circles, and she would have them write down a prayer list of things that were going on in their life. It could have been physical, it could have been financial, it could have been social, it could have been upset with family and friends, it could have been illnesses. And they would come together as one, and they would put their hands on the paper, and they would say affirmations of divine love. Divine love is doing its perfect work in and through you now. Divine love is doing its perfect work in and through me now. Divine love is prospering me now. Divine love is healing me now. So whatever affirmation you use, start with divine love, because that means you're focusing on God and you're giving it up to God, and God is doing its energetic work through you and in that situation, and it really is magical. It works. Don't forget, the last thing you want to do when you're doing the spiritual practice is rub your energetic hands together with love, okay? And then in between your two hands, I want you to hold the world right there, okay? And say, divine love is healing the world now. Divine love is healing the world now. And that's just a beautiful spiritual practice, as we are that compassionate light holders, because we are practicing the Karuna virus. So Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, he quotes, through spiritual discernment, we see that we have within us a power which is greater than anything we shall ever contact. A power that can overcome any obstacle in our experience and set us safe and satisfied, at peace, healed, and prosperous in a new light and a new life. It is God. If God is not for us, who can be against us? So what happened to me yesterday was really interesting. I kind of started to get the coronavirus. I received 3 texts from people who were not in my inner circle. They were on my outer circle, because you have your close friends and family that you're emotionally attached to, and then you have people on your outer circle that you talk to once in a while or you see socially. But what they would do is they were texting me and they were sending me love. And I thought, wow, this is great. If I'm in quarantine right now and I really don't talk to a lot of these people, why don't I reach out and send them love? I have this Bitmoji that sends like an air hug, and I can give them an affirmation or a prayer. So this was my text. I want to share it with you. I just wanted to let you know that everything is okay and that you are loved. Hell, I even love you. You are blessed, you are strong, and you are beautiful. You are perfect just the way you are. And you're going to come out of this changed forever. The question is, how are you going to make a powerful, peaceful, loving, grateful future for you, your friends, and your family? And I do want to know, or I would not have asked. Please respond. For the first time, we are all in this together on a global scale that transcends race, color, and political viewpoints. I thought, wow, that is such a beautiful text that I received. And so I kind of got the coronavirus, and I text a couple other people that I normally don't talk to on a regular basis, but I did reply to this person because this person didn't realize that when I have my prayer list, that I have close people that I pray for, then I also have groups on the outside of my prayer list that I pray for, and of course I pray for the world. But this was my response. You have always been on my prayer list, and I've always held you in the light of love, but I never told you. So my secret is out. Blessing to you and your family. The healing power is love. So what can we do while we're in isolation to stay connected to spirit and to join the coronavirus and be compassionate towards other people? The first thing we have to do is really start with ourselves and love ourselves, because when we love ourselves and we give divine love to ourselves, divine love is working in and through me now, because this is where love is manufactured. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, it's all manufactured inside. And I'm going to just say this, you're probably not going to like it, but I'm here, you there, and I can't see you. You might want to go on a 21-day fear cleanse. Yeah, a 21-day fear cleanse. You know what that means? And you're probably not going to like this either. That means turn off the TV. That's right. Turn off the TV. Turn off that news. It's a fear virus. You know, from my point of view, I think that we've been listening to the news and we've been addicted to it and we want more of it. So the news keeps giving us, and we've been shaming and blaming and hating and just wanting more of that fear. And what I know through religious science is that what you put out is what you get back. It's like the infinity sign, right? If I'm going to put out love, I'm going to get love back. If I'm going to put out goodness, I'm going to get goodness back. If I'm going to put out hate, I'm going to get hate back. If I'm going to put out fear, I'm going to get fear back. But this is an addiction problem that we have as a society. And what has happened is almost like a drug addict or an alcoholic, whatever kind of 12-step addiction that you might have or someone would have. I mean, have you ever gone to one of those 12-step meetings when they have the speaker meetings? They're absolutely fabulous. I mean, a person will get up there and he'll talk about his addiction, and then he lost everything, his family, his home, his job, and he's laying on the ground and he has nowhere to go except to connect to his higher power. To his higher power, how he knows his higher power. He has nowhere to go but to God, and he has nowhere to go but to look up and start thinking better thoughts. So here we are, gang. We've been addicted to fear, been watching TV way too long, and we're focusing on fear. And what happens is what you focus on expands over and over again, and it becomes the reality of your life. So we are here to focus on love and to change all of that. Matter of fact, Google is saying that it is an all-time high that people are wanting to find the good news. So I already told you one place to find good news. You have to go to coronavirus.org. They have great stories on there of humanity, helping humanity from people all over the world. They have videos like the one, I don't know if you really saw it, the one that I showed you of Jason, where he wanted to point the camera on love. And it's really a beautiful feeling. And I think that if you just turn off the TV for 21 days, okay? It takes 21 days to change your consciousness, then you will be focusing on the love of the world and not on the fear of the world. I have to be honest with you, I haven't watched TV really in 15 years. It's been forever. And I know that 86,000 people in New York City has a coronavirus. So it's not like I don't know what's going on in the world. I know they're making makeshift hospitals there. I know that 6,000 people have recovered, and we're going to have more people that are recovered, because I don't have to watch TV to get this information. I hear it from friends and family and other people, and I'm just going to know what I'm supposed to know. And I'm going to hold the light for all people around the world, that we continue to heal, we continue to connect to our higher power, and we continue to hold that compassionate divine light. We're holding the divine light for all people around us. So anyways, that's your free will and choice. We all have free will and choice if you want to get out of that fear virus mentality. So text 3 friends. That's a great spiritual practice. Like the text that I had given you, a friend or someone that you normally don't communicate with. It's going to be shocking. Like, what? I got a text from Reverend Lori Sheets. I don't know if you know her. I haven't seen her in years. It was like, wow, that was so beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Lori. Have a prayer list every day. Confirm divine love working in and through you now. And when people are having problems with jobs or they're in fear, do what you can do, but shine the light for them, pray for them, and doors of opportunities will just open. Remember, you don't have to control anything. God's got your back. God's got everyone's back. You just have to know for them, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be fine. Because I think that we feel like we have to control. The big part of having a spiritual practice is letting go of the control and just grooming your consciousness and knowing that it's all done and it's all good and it's going to be perfect. And so another great spiritual practice, when you got your mask on, your gloves on, and you're going to Home Depot or you're going to Trader Joe's or Costco's, and you have to stay 6 feet apart from everyone, is to bless everyone that you see. Forget the judgmental, critical mind. Just say, I bless you, and I bless you, and I bless you. And what happens when you bless someone? You're becoming blessed. It's an infinity sign. I bless you, I'm blessed. I bless you, I'm blessed. I bless you. Bless the world everywhere you go. Another great spiritual practice, while I'm talking about spiritual practices, here we go. You have to stand in line and you're uncomfortable standing in line and you're getting a little antsy and impatient. God grant me patience, but hurry. That's like my favorite. And do the ABCs of gratitude in your life. And so I'll change the ABCs of gratitude. I might start, maybe one time I'll do the ABCs of gratitude with my family, and maybe I'll do my favorite foods or my friends. So my family, ABC of gratitude. I'm waiting in line, trying to get into Costco's because I need toilet paper. And I say, not really. And I say, I'm grateful for A, my Aunt Elma. I'm grateful for B, my sister Barry. I'm grateful for C, my niece Candace. I'm grateful for D, my dad. I'm grateful for E, my Uncle Ed. I'm grateful for F, my Uncle Frank. I'm grateful for G, my step brother, I don't even know, Greg. So go through the alphabet and be grateful for everyone in your family or the food that you love or whatever it is that you want in your life. And you get bored with one thing, so you have to change it up a little bit. So, and also, what are you doing at this time? You're in quarantine, you're at home. You know, are you sitting in fear or are you sitting in creation mode? Right? And so you want to try to sit in creation mode. The key to healing something is to turn the cheek, look the other way. Look at what you want to create in the world, not what you don't have right now. You might have lost your job. What is it that I can do in the world and be creative? I have a girlfriend that said, Lori, I'm going to quit my job. And I said, yeah, you've been talking about that for 13 years. Really? She goes, yeah, I'm going to quit my job. I said, okay, I think that's great. You've got so much talent. There's so many things that you can do. The next day she calls me up. She goes, guess what? They fired me and everybody else in my hair salon. That's great. So now she has this space to, you know, create something new in her life. She's got people that are going to support her. She's going to be fine. There's going to be, this is the greatest change that could ever happen to her. So do something you haven't been able to do. I have another friend that's creating a garden right now. How beautiful. That's a great, having a fresh garden and to eat, you know, to feed your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. I have another friend that just finished her second book. She said, can you read my book? I said, yeah, after Sunday, I just got to get through my talk. So, and I'm getting my doctorate, so I'm working on my doctorate. So find something that you can do or be of service in the world. What talent or gift that you have that you can use to be of service in the world. So mine might be prayer, or maybe I can give talks about positive thinking. So there's other ways that I can be of service, and I'm going to continue to think of that. My mother, she's 80 years old, and she's still going to work. She has like no fear. She has a tailor shop, and she's making masks for people. My sister works there, and my niece, and they're just doing great work out there in the world, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to love humanity, because humanity is going into a new consciousness, a new world, and we want to add to that. We want to add to the good. We don't want to add to the negativity. I have a WhatsApp feed, and the yogis that I went to India with last year are on that app. And there's a Sikh that lives in India, and he was great to travel with. He kind of did all of our travel plans, like how often do you get to sit and speak with a Sikh and learn about his family and friends. And he put a video on our WhatsApp about his Sikh friends in New York City, his brothers and sisters there, and they are here on earth to serve. That is their whole thing, that they serve. And there was 55 Sikhs that got together, and they made meals for 20,000 people in New York City. It was rice and chickpeas and vegetables, and it was just a beautiful, heartwarming service to humanity. It was beautiful seeing that. I know that in Escondido they have a page called Escondido Friends, and there's mothers who don't have enough food to feed their children, and people are driving by and getting pizzas and dropping it off, or they're buying groceries and dropping it off to them. So whatever your needs are, they can always be met. My girlfriend Sandy and our practitioner at CSL Carlsbad, her and her girlfriends got together and made 50 masks for the nursing home where her father lives. And that's just a beautiful thing. I guess when they received them, they cried. It's just, we are here to help humanity and to live from a greater consciousness. And this is what's happening in our world today. Now, Bill Gates, I think last time I talked about Bill Gates and his YouTube channel on malaria, and then he talked about a pandemic virus in 2015 that could possibly happen. And then he sent out a letter to everyone about what this virus is teaching us. And there was 14 points, but I'm just going to read 4 points because it's all about what I'm talking about right now. So Bill Gates, he said, it's reminding us of the shortness of life and what is most important for us to do, which is to help each other, especially those who are old, sick, and our purpose is not to buy toilet paper. Old joke. He said, it is reminding us of how materialistic our society has become, and how when in times of difficulty, we remember that it's essential that we need food, water, and medicine, as opposed to the luxuries that we sometimes unnecessarily give value to. Yeah, so if there's anyone in our community or anyone, I'm going to give you a phone number after this, that needs anything. You need groceries, you need medicine, you need a prayer, whatever you'd like, just to reach out. Make sure you call the number or email the number, and we'll get back to you right away, because we are really here to be here for you and to be of service with you. And then he said, it's reminding us that the power of free will is at our hands. We can choose to cooperate and help each other, to share, to give, to help, to support each other, or we can choose to be selfish and to hoard and to look after only ourselves. Indeed, it's difficulties that bring out our true colors. I really don't think that's happening right now. I think the world is like standing up. I mean, we are coming together as one, and it's so beautiful. And then the fourth quote that he said is reminding us that this can either be an end or a new beginning. This can be a time of reflection and understanding, or we can learn from our mistakes, or it can be the start of a cycle which we will continue until we finally learn the lesson that we are meant to be. So we don't want this to be a cycle. We want to use our free will and free choice to think about divine love, to do good work in the world, to be okay with that space when we're creating something new in our life, because it's really in that space that you receive that intuitive hit to open up a new business or do something you've always wanted to do. So be okay with a little bit of downtime and a little bit of space. So in the good news, they say that in the coronavirus good news, that this, I think there's about 10 people that put up this website, and they're working for free because they're loving this so much. But the scientists say is cognitive reframing, that we have a new love story that we are telling the world, and people are choosing love over fear, and courageous and kindness acts has become a virus. And it's not only in the United States, it's everywhere. Like the Italian Air Force is using Pavarotti, and Spanish militaries are doing acts of service, and the street police are playing guitars to inspire people. Corporations are given unexpected wage hikes. Canadians are starting a kindness mongering. There's a 6-year-old in Australia who is adorable, and she's gifting her tooth fairy money. An 8th grader in Japan is making 612 masks. College kids everywhere buying groceries for the elders. And I love this one. Cuba sending an army of white robes, doctors to help Italy. It kind of makes me cry. An army of white robes, isn't that beautiful? A landlord allowing tenants to stay without rent. An Irish priest poem going viral, which I'm going to share part of that poem with you. Activists producing disabled activists producing hand sanitizers. So imagine a crisis mirrors our deepest impulse, and we can always respond with compassion, with the light of compassion. Oh, and there's just, I know I'm talking on and on, but there are a couple, there are a couple compassionate acts that I wanted to share that I just loved. One was a retired respiratory therapist in Canada, and he realized there is not enough respiratory machines, so he created one for $500, and he's given the patent away for free, whoever wants to duplicate it. Oh, this one's great. The Maryland mother, the mystery mom in Maryland, she set up a table, okay? And on that table, she has lunches for anyone that needs them. There's a sign that says, for anyone who needs it, I'll be leaving some healthy sack lunches on this table for you if you're hungry and you need to eat. Made with love by a neighborhood mom in a clean, sanitized kitchen. And she stocks it between 11 and 1:30 during the day. Opera singer in British Columbia, Canada, every day is going to her balcony and singing an aria. And her neighbors applaud her and bravo and encore. And so she'll be doing this for COVID-19 for 19 days in a row. Oh, this is another great one. This is on the Good News Network. And there's also a Good News channel on YouTube, so tap into that. Hey, if they did Good News on TV, I'd be watching that every day, all day long. So Sunny the dog, okay, runs over to his neighbor's house, who's on a ventilator, and she has a low immune system. And Sunny takes the grocery list in an envelope from the neighbor, brings it back to his mom. Mom goes grocery shopping. Mom gives Sunny the dog the bag of groceries. Sunny takes them over to the neighbors, and then and then Sunny goes and gets the mail from the neighbor and comes back and gives the neighbor the mail. Now, this is the only interaction that this neighbor has with this beautiful furry being given unconditional love, and that is just so beautiful. And in fact, I have a friend that has cancer, and he has a hard time getting out because of his immune system, and my mother made him masks and shipped it to him in Texas. So remember some spiritual practices as I wrap it up here, that you have prayer, have a prayer list, and give divine love to everyone on your prayer list. Remember that I bless you. Bless everyone that you see just inside. Just bless people as you see them. The ABCs of gratitude, okay? And the 21 fear-based thinking diet. No TV for 21 days. See if you can do that, okay? And just think of God instead and hold that light, that divine compassion light for all people around you. So there is, like I said, there was an Irish poem that went viral, and I'm just going to read you half the poem because it was so long, by a brother in Ireland. Today, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples are preparing to welcome and shelter the homeless, the sick, the weary, all over the world. People are slowing down and reflecting. All over the world, people are looking at their neighbors in a new way. All over the world, people are waking up to a new reality, to how big we really are, to how little control we really have, and to what really matters, to love. So we pray and we remember that yes, there is fear, but that does not have to be hate. And yes, there is isolation, but that does not have to be loneliness. Yes, there is panic buying, but there does not have to be meanness. Yes, there is sickness, but there does not have to be disease of the soul. Yes, there's even death, but there can always be rebirth of love. Wake to the choice that you make as to how you live now, today. Breathe. Listen behind the factory, the noises of your panic. The birds are singing again. Oh my God, the sky is clearing. It really is, isn't it? Spring is coming, and we are always encompassed by love. Open the windows of your soul, and though you may not be able to touch each other, sing. And so it is. All right, let's close out in prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and to go within as I recognize that compassionate coronavirus that is everywhere in its fullest. I recognize all of humanity is coming together to be of service in a greater way. I recognize a new world that's being built right here and right now, a new reality for all people, that we put humanity first and our material world second. And how grateful I am for that, for I know that I am one with all of this. I am one with the love of God and the grace of God. And I bless each and every person here on this Facebook Live. I know each person here moves on into the world with a greater and higher consciousness, blessing themselves, living from that overflow of self-love, and blessing the world, and using your gifts and their talents to do whatever it is to raise that expression up into the world of love and joy and beauty. And I am grateful for this. I'm grateful for this divine healing. And I just invite you to just take your hands and rub them together. Fill your hands up with love, because love is generated from the inside out. And just open your hands out and hold the world right between your hands. Yeah. Divine love is healing the world now. And just say that out loud or to yourself. Divine love is healing the world now. I'm using my gifts and my talents to be of service. I know each and every person has gifts and talents to be of service to the world in a beautiful way, a more creative way. And so it is. Thank you. I love you.